Happy Tidbit Tuesday, badasses. Coach Jenny here, and we're going to talk about sleep today. So we all know how important sleep is for our recovery and for our performance, but how do we go about getting a better night's sleep? So the first thing we can do is set up our environment, and that environment being our bedroom. So when we're getting ready for bed, we want to decrease how bright the lights are so that they're not as stimulating. So if you have a dimmer, you can dim the lights. If you have a bedside lamp, you can turn that on instead of having like the bright recessed lighting, things like that to help decrease that stimulation. Another thing that you can do is make sure that you have a cooler temperature in your room. So whether that means, since it's nice out, you have the windows open or fans on when it's hotter out and you have the AC on, things like that, so that you're sleeping in a cooler environment, since we do better there than we do in a hot environment. Another thing that we can do personally is to decrease our blue light exposure before bed. So that's coming from our phones, that's coming from TV, things like that. So what you can do is read a book, work on your mobility and stretching before bed, meditation and breath work. Those are all great activities to do before bed rather than watching TV or scrolling. So when I go up into my bedroom and I'm getting ready for bed, my phone is plugged in across the room. So once it's plugged in, I do not touch it until the morning when I wake up and my alarm goes off. Speaking of alarms, setting an alarm to go to bed, which sounds weird, but we set an alarm to wake up in the morning. If we get distracted and busy right before bed, a good thing to try to do is set a bedtime alarm, which is really just like, hey, it's time to go upstairs and start to get ready for bed. And it kind of can help you stay into a routine that way. Avoid eating a large meal before bed. So what that'll help do is set your body up for getting ready for sleep rather than focusing on your digestion. Another thing along those lines is avoiding drinking a large quantity of fluid right before bed, because we don't want to be waking up constantly throughout the night to use the restroom, okay? Tea is a great thing to drink before bed. I love a good calming or sleepy time tea. For a while, Anth and I were using Beam, which is a CBD sleep aid, which is more like hot cocoa, which is delicious. So that's another thing that you guys could look into. And then also, when you are sleeping, using a sleep mask. So some people, me, like to use a sleep mask to eliminate external lighting, and then also earplugs, which I also do to minimize external noise. So these are all just tips that you guys can think about using before bed to help, increase your restfulness when you wake up in the morning and improve your sleep. If you have any other ideas or suggestions, comment below. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.